majority of Palestinians in Gaza hate Hamas's guts because Hamas for 20 years has killed them, impoverished them, physically abused them, and even occasionally and regularly actually assaulted the women. I have Gazan friends, and I've heard incredible horror stories because Hamas, they are, I can authoritatively say they are perverted in the way they treat women and the way they think about women. An
And you
example
see,
of
and you
this,
see videos coming out of Gaza every day of them shooting Gazan civilians.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And when the Gazan refugees were delivered, not delivered, the Gazan refugees were released, and you saw people heckling the refugees. I have an aerial photos of it. There's less 1,000 people. So where's the 2 million people Gazans? Why does Gazans hate Hamas? Because what Hamas did to them. They got to try firsthand what Hamas did to them. So how does that translate into what people think in the West Bank, Judea and Samaria? Gazans hate Hamas because they've tasted, they voted for Hamas, and now they know what Hamas can do. Now, people in the West Bank, they would worship Hamas if they need to. People in the West Bank, let me be clear, if they get a chance to catch you, David, they would burn you alive and feed you to their kids.
Yeah, a lot of
I
people
can authoritatively
don't know
confirm.
that there's more extreme in the West Bank than even in Gaza. There's more support from out there.
They're crazy because the Palestinian Authority allowed the brainwashing for them, while the Palestinian Authority, just like King Abdullah, he lives a Western lifestyle while he radicalizes his population through TV, media in Jordan. Same goes for the Palestinian Authority. They've been radicalized like crazy. And for them, the grass is greener on the other side of the fence. They're saying things like, oh, Hamas is fair. So let me tell you, when the Palestinians voted for Hamas in 2006, I believe, was it 2005, 2006, I forgot. The university voted for Hamas, including Christian Palestinian friends of mine. They voted for Hamas because they thought Hamas, one, is going to get rid of the Jews because Hamas carried out terror attacks inside Israel. So they thought Hamas has the capacity and the divine chosen warriors to kill the Jews and rid Palestine from the Jews. So the purpose was to get rid of you guys and kill as many as possible and kick the rest out. And at the same time, they thought because the Palestinian Authority is very corrupt, they thought Hamas would be, God-fearing and not steal the money. Well, guess what they got? The Jews didn't go anywhere. And on top of it, Hamas turned out to be more corrupt than the Palestinian Authority. You criticize the Palestinian Authority, they'll put you in jail. You criticize Hamas, they would shoot you in front of your family. So the Gazans have learned the lesson, but the ones in the West Bank have not. And now we're talking about the ones in Jordan. The ones in Jordan, they have one enemy and one enemy only, the King of Jordan. They've been treated for now decades under an apartheid system. And I don't need to keep repeating this and emphasizing this example. The Jordanian government officially, through its media, calls for protests against Israel, and less than 1,000 people show up in a country where 10.5 million Palestinians live. What does that tell you? They don't care. Now, the problems are the Palestinians in the West. You live in New York, right?
Yeah.
If you go to New Jersey or like Brooklyn, New York, where there's a lot of Palestinians and Jordanians, they all are gung-ho about liberating Palestine. So the Muslims in the West generally, and the Muslims from the comfort of their living room while, waiting for mom to prepare the shish kebab and hummus, they want to tweet about liberating Palestinians and killing the Jews. While, those guys, I can never tell them, enough to shut the hell up, because you are asking Gazans to fight until the last Gazan's dead, while you wouldn't stay in your house if there was a water leak. So those people are the ones you see protesting. They are idiots. They are hypocrites. And my question to them is, how much money have you donated for Gaza? You guys live well off with American salaries. You control small businesses in New Jersey and New York and elsewhere. How much have you donated to Gazan people like you? Nothing. Small amounts of money. How much? I need a figure. 1 million, 2 million, 20 million. You can easily put $1 billion together and send it to Gaza, and it wouldn't affect you. That said, it shows you that they are hypocrites and not to be taken seriously, and they are out of the whole equation. And no matter how much they're going to protest, they're not going to do something to Israel. Why am I so pro-Israel? For a very simple reason. Let's go to the old days when I was a child and before you were born. The old days between 1948 and 1993, when at least between 1967 and Oslo 1993, the Palestinians used to work in Israel. They lived well. They were treated right. They got workers' right. They got health care. They got money. They got travel documents when they needed them. They got treated in Israeli hospitals. They got to vacation. Gazans would vacation in Tel Aviv. Everyone was making money and was happy except for the very fake and bogus Intifada, which took place in 1987, which was very carefully well organized by Western forces and Western intelligence forces. And I'm not going to get to the details, and financed by Arab countries. For the main purpose is bringing this Oslo, which prevented the Palestinians and Israelis from integrating and prevented the creation of a unified state.